breaks a couple of balls. In fact, he's made 3, I think. It's a terrific break for Simon Ward. These two have met before, plenty of times over the years. Most recently they met in the Champions Cup, as well as in the World Championship semi-finals as well. And I think the issue that Simon's got here is his first ball.
Yeah, I think he could be tucking him up behind the yellow, unless he plays a plant, the yellow onto the red, into the middle. And can you see the red? Yeah, you could see the red. He's opening it up nice. The only problem ball now is the black. I think that'll go into the left middle. So we'll take the two reds into the bottom left hand corner, and the red at the bottom right is his last red, and flick round for the black into the left middle.
We saw a rapid start in the last game.
Yeah, tell me about it. Sitting in my chair.
It was 3-0 in 7 frames,
minutes.
in 7 minutes even,
yeah,
rather. And you'd only played 1 shot and you got kicked in off.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty tough to take,
Yeah.
surely.
Especially after driving 250 miles to come down. You're saying to yourself, I'm going to get beat 5-0 in 10 minutes. I think he's landed a bit straight on this. Ideally, I'd have liked to play it onto the right hand side rail, so he's got to create an angle. Unless he's going to screw back and play the double.
I think that might be what he's looking at. He's
Oh,
very...
he's got an angle there anyway. It's perfect.
He's okay.
Milked that a wee bit.
I think he was just taking a look at where he was going to leave the angle rather than a double he was looking at. But that's pretty straightforward for Simon Ward. It's 1-0 to the Welshman. Good start for him. And then we take a look at Simon Ward's recent results. Of course, he has played 6 games now, and he's looking pretty good in a lot of them. 3 wins on the board, as well as a draw, and a couple of defeats against Craig Marsh and Neil Raybone as well. But you can see, even from someone at the top of the table, they're still having to take defeats. Everyone beating each other in this competition.
Yeah, it's a standard we're at. Anybody can beat anybody 5-1 in this table. It's the best players in the world you're looking at, and it's anybody can win any match. Makes it more exciting.
Yeah, it certainly does. And we'll take a look at Mark's results as well as he lines up to break. And he's either all or nothing. He's won a couple 5-1. He's also lost a couple 5-1 as well. You were one of the players who dished out that defeat up in Washington in his home club.
Yeah,
No respect.
I stopped the train there by the looks of it, because he won his first 3 games. Now he's lost his last 3 games. So we'll be looking to put that right. Black's away. So it's a re-rack.
Yeah, re-rack with the black gone. And, having another look here. He seemed to hit them really well, did Mark. Yeah, he got into them nicely. It's rare we see the black in the bottom pocket like that.
Yeah, it's normally it pops into the middle.
It's something that often gets levelled at Mark, sometimes a little bit unfairly, is because the rest of his game is so strong. The obvious weakness is the break, because it's not the best in the world, like the rest of his game tends to be at times. But it's definitely it's more than serviceable, and you can see there when he does connect with it, it's as good as anyone's.
Yeah, I think he has improved it over the past few months. It was his weakest part of his game, he'll tell you himself, but he's been working on it. He looks like he's hitting him a bit harder. There you go, he's got a ball.
As I say, when you're as good as he is, it's all relative. Weakest part of his game could well be the strongest part of someone else's. That's how good he is.
A lot of it's down to luck as well, because whenever you break and you split them nice, they can always rumble off the knuckles. You just see every ball hitting the knuckles and running away. Or times you could hit a softer break and you'll get 2 or 3. You know, it's just a wee bit down to luck.
Well, extension called from Mark. This tends to be the strategy.
Yeah, you want to take your extension at the start just to plan your route. Because 30 seconds, you could start potting balls and you don't know what route you're going to go down. You know, before you know it, you're digging yourself a hole.
Be better in the game at keeping the white ball on a string.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until fairly recently Mark the world #1. Title has been gradually taken away from him by Ben Davis, who's currently
the world champion.
Yeah, world champion. It's the extra points from that event will have helped him out. And 1-0 down here. He's got a little bit of work to do, but he's made it look fairly straightforward early here. He's got a little bit of work with the black particularly.
Yeah, he wants to leave a nice angle for this, not this red he's taking just now, the next red into the right middle, just to nudge the black out so that'll go into the bottom right hand corner. He wants to land on the left hand side of it. There you go, I think he's perfect.
So when he's playing well, Mark, there is... he just seems to be almost unbeatable because he just seems to not make a mistake.
Yeah, his cue ball is on a bit of string, and he doesn't miss, you know, so if he keeps his cue ball, it makes everything look dead easy, so it makes the game look very easy at times.
Yeah, there's a fair few...
It's a bit too hard.
Fair few players who, when they're playing really well, won't miss, but it's that little extra elite level that when they're playing well, not only do they not miss, but they also put the white wherever they want.
Yeah, it's leaving the right angles for the next shot. So you're basically playing 3 shots ahead all the time.
It's a little bit awkward, but...
That's miscued. Has he got away with it?
Oh, he scraped the top of it. Has it got the legs? It has.
Now for his next trick.
Yeah. I think he just puts a little bit of a hand up to Simon Ward there. He
Yeah.
may well have let himself snooker here. I think he has.
Shows you how well the table's running. Didn't look like reaching the bag.
Total snooker called, which is, it's something at least, because if it hadn't, he obviously had the line right before he miscued it. So if he'd have dropped short there, it would have been a foul.
Yes. It's going to come off a right hand cushion. What's the left hand side? Just to flick it in like that.
Lovely shot.
Natural angle for the white. I think he's landed unlucky here.
That is
Yeah.
very unlucky. You can see the little tap of the arena there from Simon Ward when that went in. It was a lovely cued shot, and it's a fraction over hit. And that's so difficult to judge. And if he'd have overhit it a little bit more, he'd have probably been all right.
He'd have nudged the black out a wee bit for himself. Now he's just got to tuck in behind it.
It's about the only place he could have left the white
Yeah.
where he wouldn't have been able to pass it.
He was very unlucky there. It's just left hand side, the minute it hits the cushion, because it's got running side on it, it comes off the cushion a lot faster than what it went on. So you see it was spring, and then again.
Well then, can he see the potting angle here?
He was looking to see if he could double it in the corner, but I think the yellow's in the way. They might use the white here to move the yellow. He has. Oh, he's unlucky. Use the white to move the yellow out of the way so the black could come across. I expect Simon to clear these up now.
That really would have been a party piece finish from Mark Farnsworth. It was not easy though, that shot. These though are pretty much a practice session.
Yeah, I fancy you to get these ones.
I'd fancy me to get these left-handed, they're that simple. I'd fancy you to get these blindfolded, to be honest, mate. And it's really is as simple as it could possibly be, although he nearly messed these. And we saw actually with the shot in the last match sometimes, and it seems a bizarre thing to say, sometimes they really can be too
Too
easy.
easy, yeah. You end up just switching off for a wee second or changing your mind mid-shot, and anything can be missed. You've still got to take them out the right way. So you'll just leave yourself high on the one in the left middle as his last ball. So he's up high, so he's just rolling it in natural angle down for the black. On Simon, he'll probably play this off 2 cushions. Maybe not.
I think it probably served him quite well. Just nicking the jaw on one of them, probably focused the mind a little bit for the rest of them. That's quite simple for Simon Ward. It's about as simple as it could possibly be, the finish there. It was unlucky for Mark Farnsworth. He did an awful lot of hard work. As we take a look at Simon's recent tournament history, he's had such a good year. Obviously got to the final of the World Championships, won the Welsh Open, I believe, as well, the tournament before the Welsh Professional, semis of the Scottish Pro, and then all the way to the final of the European Professional as well. And you'll know this from playing him, an incredibly good player, and on we've said this a few times, on his day almost unplayable.
Yeah, he is. Simon's one of the best players in the world, and he's a great shot maker as well. You think he's run into trouble, and before you know it, he's pulled one out the bag. He does that so many times.
It's actually, considering these two are such good players, they do contrast in styles quite a bit.
Oh, big time, yeah. Mark's cue balls on a string, and Simon's his is a bit looser. You can see it running off cushions more, you know, where Mark will tend not to run it off cushions. He'll be more in tight control of it. But Simon's that great a potter, he can pot them from anywhere. He just leaves himself a shot on it.
I was watching Simon warm up a little bit earlier on. He was playing a few frames against Craig Marsh, and there was a couple of pots that he took on which were absolutely outrageous. And he'd never play them live on TV in a million years.
But you'll do that in tournaments, I think. When you're playing live on telly, you kind of be more reserved a wee bit, because you just want to play the proper shots all the time. Good shot.
One shot he played, which was a real exhibition shot. Played a red onto a yellow into the pocket. Both the red and the yellow were lined up in the middle of the table. The yellow was blocking the reds into the bottom left, so he played it off the yellow into the bottom right. And it was one of the most ludicrous pots I think I've ever actually seen in person.
That's Simon for you. That was a great shot. So he's down for the red into the left middle, I think. We'll just screw it back and take the 1-2 in the bottom corner. That one, if he takes that one into the left middle, it leaves that red open. The one just below that into the bottom left hand corner.
And Mark is facing a similar scenario to what yourself faced in the first match here. He hasn't really done an awful lot wrong.
That's just the way that this game goes at times. You can do nothing wrong and say that a dry break and you could be 3-0 down, you know. It's this kind of level that we're playing at. You just got to take it on the chin and try and punch back when you get your chance. So it's perfect just below, so you can just run it through off the right hand cushion in between the yellow and the black and take the red into the bottom left hand corner. Just wants to be straight on this red. So you can just stun in and leave the white where the red is, and that's perfect on the black. That was a good finish there from Simon.
Yeah, that one wasn't as easy as he's made it look, actually. Very high quality stuff from Simon Ward, and it's 3-0 in the blink of an eye. Not sure it's quite as quick as Craig against you, however it's not too far off.
No, that's what happens at this level, especially when you've got a 30-second shot clock. Everything's dead fast.
Bit of a whirlwind. Simon Ward moves into a 3-zip lead. Mark Farnsworth here, you just get the feeling, you're obviously facing a similar situation, needs to get something off this break.
Yeah,
if he leaves it open, he could be 4-0 down.
Yeah, he needs this break. A good break here and clear, breaking dish would be perfect, and then he can go into the wee break here with he knows he's still in the game, but if he loses this frame and he's 4-0 down, he's basically resigned to getting beat really.
And talk to me a little bit about the interval, because it seemed in your match the whole game changed after the break. Is it just that extra 5 minutes just to lose the sort of flow of it
momentum,
a little bit?
Yeah, you just want to kill the momentum, that's what it stems to.
Mark will be thinking this is difficult because he's broken dry. And Red absolutely rattling in the jaws. It's not a bad break because you take a look at the spread of the balls, it's pretty nice.
Fair to say the Reds are gone here. There's only one troubled red, I think, and that's the one just below the black. It's got to land nice on that one. Everything else has got a pocket.
Well, Simon was telling us he's looking at yellows.
Oh, what do I know?
Well, he was telling us in the last game, Simon, that he was targeting 4 points tonight, and it'll pretty much guarantee him a place in the last 6.
So what you're telling me is he's going to have a draw against me?
Well, this is what we're hoping for.
No chance. Oh, Simon won for beating me in the Worlds. So
It did get mentioned.
Yeah.
When we were talking a little bit earlier on.
That was the first game on Free Sports.
It was indeed, yeah, World Championships. It was something we actually mentioned about you, so to bring your sort of opinion in on it, as a new pro.
Yes.
What has it been like the first season? Because obviously, as a new pro, despite being one of the top-ranked amateurs and realistically better than your rank, you're coming into each tournament knowing you're going to get a very, very tough opening game.
Yes.
What's it been like? Because you seem to have performed very well. Your tournament results have been brilliant generally.
Yeah, I either get beaten the first round or I get a good run, you know. It's just the way it is. If you know you're going to get a tough draw, so you know yourself, if you win your first game, then you've opened the draw up a wee bit for yourself. But at the standard the pool is just now, it's like every game's a tough game. You can't take your mind off it because there's about 64 players out there that can break in this, no problem. You know, so it's you just got to mentally focus on your own game, never mind who you're playing. And if I know myself, if I'm playing on my game, I can beat anybody. You know, so it's just being confident in yourself, really.
Yeah, that first round match at the Worlds was, well, it was tie of the rounds.
Yeah.
And it went all the way to the decider, didn't
it?
it?
Yeah, I missed a bad ball into the yellow bag, the top left-hand corner. I'll not forget it.
I was going to say, it's amazing you still remember that.
But if I got that yellow, basically I would have won the match, you know.
I thought you were going to say won the championships for a second. But
well, you never know.
You never know.
No, that's it. It's just the way it goes. You've just got to, if you miss a ball, that's you. You've just got to move on. There's always another tournament.
Well, it's been a tremendous performance so far from Simon Ward. He is cruising 4-0 up against Mark Farnsworth, and Mark really has not done an awful lot wrong. He's guaranteed a point, Simon. Can he take home the victory? We'll find out after the break. Very welcome back to the Premier League on Free Sports. Mark Farnsworth against Simon Ward. Simon Ward already with a point guaranteed in this match. He leads by 4 frames to 0. Myself and Mark Boyle on the commentary here. And Mark, you've got to play Simon later on. Don't particularly want him in this kind of form, do you?
No, surely don't.
Now then, he has broken dry. Look how these have come out. He'll be wondering how on earth. You can see the little wry smile on his face. Yeah. He has no idea how he's not potted a ball there. Let's have another look. Look at the explosion on these.
It's unlucky the black never went there as well into the middle. Yeah, the yellows look great. So do the reds.
Yes, you could really pick either colour set here. It's the curse really of having a break as powerful as he has. When he doesn't make something, 9 times out of 10 you're letting your opponent straight in.
Yeah, but Marco will be just want to get 1 frame on the board because he doesn't want to be in the 5-0 club. That's not happened yet. No,
it hasn't. And there'll be a little part of Simon, I think, which would have had that in the back of his mind. He even said last week. He asked if anyone had been whitewashed yet.
Yeah, the first person that happens to has got to buy the drinks in.
That for the rest of the league or just for the night?
Just for tonight, so we're on to a lucky by the looks of it.
Well, we did notice in the first game that you went full Scottish and had the iron brew with you in the corner.
Yeah, can't beat some iron brew. Good for a hangover.
And there's something we were chatting a little bit about before tonight. Mark, as a spectacles wearer, I notice you're wearing different glasses now to the ones that you actually play in when you're at the table. Is there a rhyme and a reason for this?
Well, the ones I wear day to day, these are they've got a complete frame round about them. So if I was to go down and play a shot, the frame would get in the way. So the pair that I play with, they're basically runless. And I got the bridge at your nose, I got that lowered down a wee touch, about 5mm, just so they're basically raised up a wee bit, so when I'm down on the shot, I can still see perfectly.
So they're custom pool glasses, essentially?
Yes.
One of a kind?
Well, yes, you've got to, if you go in and ask for snooker glasses, you'll get the big Dennis Taylor numbers. But I've got a wee head.
You're a little bit more fashionable than that, is what you're saying.
I try to be. I just don't want to get slagged, but I'll get slagged anyway. So, but no, I got them just altered a wee bit. There's a lab in Falkirk, Vision Express. They done a great job on them, and the chap that cuts the lenses, he knew what I was talking about, what I was needing, and he'd done them in a couple of days. So.
And how are you finding them? Because I think they're a new addition, are they not?
Yeah. It's tough. Tough sometimes I walk around the table and I feel like the room's moving, like I'm on a ship. But it's just getting used to them. So I think the more I get used to it, the more confident I'll be. It's just building my confidence back up. It's a good shot by Mark there. So looks like we're not getting a drink after all.
Oh, you got some of that iron brew left.
Yeah.
Well, Mark will be delighted with this because absolutely no one wants to be the first to get a 5-0.
Watch this, I'll be playing Simon later and they'll do it to me.
Take a look at the lineup next week. This is a heck of a lineup as well. Ben Davies versus Gareth Hibbert, Neil Rayburn against Liam Dunster, then we'll see Davies v Dunster and Hibbert v Rayburn. An interesting one, Ben Davies toward the top of the table along with Neil Rayburn, Gareth Hibbert and Liam Dunster very much in the mid-table battle after Liam got a couple of good results on his last match night in the Premier League. But the thing is the table's so close. At the start of the night, all the players who'd played 6 games were within 4 points of each other.
Yes.
And it's almost at this point, it's worth consulting the table, but you can't make any sort of projections or anything like that. It's too close.
You've just got to take a frame at a time. You're just looking, if you've got your 2 games on one night and see if you're managed to get 6 points, you're guaranteed to go to the top of the table. Doesn't matter where you're sitting in the league.
And you take a look there at your personal record, you've only lost 1 game.
Yeah, so a draw's not really a good result because it's only a point where you're losing 2 points really.
I'll tell you what, Mark could be back into this here. That's a great break. And it's given a player like him a perfect lie.
Yeah.
No real. I'm trying to look at the table here. There's no real. I think you could pick either colour set and be pretty happy, which is how you know you've had a real crack of a break. There's no real bad ball here, or bad colour set either way. If this was your table, Mark, what would you be taking?
I think he's taking the reds here. Take the first one into the middle, just cut that in and come back into roughly where the white is just now, maybe just a wee bit to the right. So we'll take the one into the top right hand bag now. That'll clear the bag for that red sitting just below it. And they'll play on the one that's top left after this one, and that'll clear the red into both bags that's just below that as well. And then they'll clear away the two reds after this one and come down the table and clear these last two reds at the bottom end of the table. That's the plan.
Best laid plans and all that, but
Yeah.
this is a lie that you're not expecting Mark Farnsworth to make any errors with. And he's a player like yourself, actually, Mark, who came from a snooker background initially. What's the transition like from the two sports? Because obviously there's a lot of differences. It's not just as simple as just turning up on a pool table and automatically winning.
Well, you've got to. When I first came to pool, I felt like I couldn't miss. I was potting them from everywhere, but my cue ball was all over the place because I wasn't taking the correct patterns. Now I've been playing for about 7-8 years now, and I think I've picked up a lot of the patterns to just with watching the best players, you know. And it's basically all about keeping in control of your cue ball, trying not move it too much, you know, just it's like dot to dot, wherever the red is, you want to leave the white round about there, you know, that's what you're kind of looking for. It's a bit high, so he's got a wee drop in shot to the bottom right hand corner. He's wanting to drop this in pocket weight just to hold for the black. Perfect.
Shot from Mark there.
And with pool as well, you've got smaller margins to play for, you know. With snooker, it's a bigger table, you've got more room to play for.
Which a lot of people would think would be the other way around, because the feeling always is, the pockets are bigger, they're never going to miss a shot. But actually, the white ball has to be so precise. As we take another look at the table, a win here for Simon Ward, put him on 13 points, and we'll put him top of the tree. He's already guaranteed a point, so he will go top either way. As I mentioned, he was targeting minimum 4 from tonight. He's got 2 marks to get through before he can claim that sort of prize, though. It's something you yourself put a target in your head ahead of a night. You don't have to admit what it was, but is it a process you go through, or do you just take each match as it comes?
Slides was 4 points as well. I'll be over the moon with 4 points, you know. But when I was 3-0 down, I was like, I just want a point to go off the bottom. That's how your mind sets at times, eh? You're like, you always think of the worst.
Starting to break. Mark just tried to actually go to the table himself the other go, but the referee asked him to sit down. Now that black is precarious. Mark's just having a look at the table. There's plenty to go on here for Simon, but I don't think he likes how close that black is to that middle pocket. One false move and he could be in a little bit of trouble, especially with the amount he swings the white around the table.
Yeah, because the yellows are nice, apart from that yellow right next to the black.
Extension call.
It's actually a tricky little finish, this.
I think if he was to take the one in the top right and play for that one next, the one that's next to the black down to the bottom corner, but he's going to take reds. His trickiest ball is getting on the run up the top left hand corner, but he's perfect now just to run up just below the bulk line and stun it into the top right hand corner. And then it's just getting on the black after that.
You won't miss it if you can see it. That is as close to an unmissable black as you could possibly have. As long as he can see it, he's all right. But he's got a different way. You thought he was going to go to the top of the table there?
Yeah, I thought he was going to get it first, but his way is a lot better now. He's clearing the bottom end, so he doesn't need to go up and down the table. I'm learning here as well. There you go, but he's got to make sure he gets a good angle on this next red. It's got to be pinpointing these shots. And he's just done over to the right hand cushion, and he just wants to leave himself straight so he can run through for the black in the opposite middle.
Well, breaking dish on the cards here for Simon Ward for 3 more points in the Premier League. And Mark Farnsworth here is on the brink of a bit of a losing streak after a terrific start from the man from the northeast. Wins are becoming a little bit harder to come by. Now then, this is a little fiddly, but hit it, it's there. And Simon Ward takes the victory over Mark Farnsworth. 3 more points, he sits atop the Premier League table. Mark Farnsworth doesn't have too much time to dwell on that result, as he's straight back in action. It's a terrific result for Simon, who wins it by 5 frames to 2. And we will be back for our next game. That is coming up after the break. And a very warm welcome back, ladies and gents. We're here for the Premier League of Pool. This is how it looks at the moment. The updated league table. Sunward sits top of the tree, clear and away on 13 points. Mark Farnsworth has the chance to go into second with his next game here. He's got Craig Marsh. Marsh can go up to third place, depending on points difference, if he gets a win over Mark Farnsworth. That's how close the league table is. Now, join with Mark Boyle on the commentary again for this one. The pressure here is on, probably more on Marsh, after the way that he, even though he got a draw, and obviously Mark's been beat in their opening games, the way that draw happened against yourself, the pressure's on him here just to put that to the back of his mind, because it should have been a win.
Yeah, he should have beat me easy, but he let me out of jail, and he wasn't too happy, so he's had time to cool off, as they say, dust himself down, and I'm sure he'll be up for this one. This one, if he wins this, as you say, gets him up to third in the table, so plenty of incentive.
Yeah, but bizarrely, despite the fact that that would have felt like a big defeat that in the manner of that draw, if Marsh can get a win here, it's a terrific night for him.
4 points, you take that at the start of the night, that's for sure.
First frame, Craig Marsh to break. Time running.
I think he's really got to win at least one of the first two.
Beautiful break. And you witnessed this in the first 3 frames of your match. At times, there's just nothing you can do but sit back in your chair and admire it.
Yeah, he times the ball really well, so he does, Craig. He makes that look so effortless, that break.
I think it's a beautiful way to describe it, actually. He really doesn't hammer it.
No, he just puts the cue.
He barely even actually goes down on the shot.
Yeah.
All in the timing. I've said this a few times, he is such a nice player to watch because he's got such a beautiful natural cue action.
Yeah, he's got a big long flowing cue action. Times the ball beautiful.
Oh, is that going to drop? Yes.
That wiped its feet.
It really did.
The minute he hit it, he was up straight away. Thought he'd missed it.
It's actually, it has to go as a near perfect shot, but he wouldn't have liked to have pinched that as much as he has.
I think he's just got to hold the right so he can. He's got an option here of taking the top one into the top left or the middle of the 3 at the top of the table. The middle one into the left middle. I think he'll just run this through. He's taking the one at the top left. Maybe not. Taking the bottom one into the left middle. Good 3 to choose for there. It's all about putting this and getting the right angle and the red at the top of the table so he can come down the table for his last red in the bottom cushion.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry too much about position off that last red either, because if he can pop the last red, he's pretty much guaranteed to be on the black.
Yeah.
He just needs to be on the red.
Yeah, he's just that yellow's causing a bit of trouble here, so it's got to be perfect. And trust me, when you're down in the shot, that's all you see.
Can't take his eye off the pot though.
And he's played it perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, take a look at that. Couldn't have placed it down better. Well, we've seen him do this already tonight. And it should be 1-0 to Craig Marsh. Beautifully done. Perfect break and dish to start off things here against Mark Farnsworth.
He's forgot about his last match already.
Yeah, that'll make him feel a whole lot better.
He'll just be looking to win this one. But Mark needs to get his finger out as well, because that's 4 in a row he's lost.
Yeah, we see his recent results there. That's quite incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, they're not necessarily related in much at all because, you know, one happened tonight. He had a bad night up in his the last time he played with
Washington.
Hibbert and Dunster, and then when he was in Washington with yourself and Ben, I think things can happen ultimately, can't they? With it doesn't feel too much like a streak because there's such a gap between the games. Is the point I'm trying to get around to make.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if it's playing on his mind a touch.
Trust me, it will be. There's the black.
Second time he's done that, he can't believe it. Second time he's done that tonight. And the most annoying part of that is sometimes when the black goes in, it's a blessing because it means you get another chance at a bad break. But the 2 times it's happened, he'd have been at the table.
Yeah, he's got the balls are. They weren't spread perfect there for him. There's a bit of luck on that, so he's got a reprieve now. But normally when you pot the black, you know what happens next. So they're hoping for a ball.
Yeah, this happened to him in his game against Simon, didn't it? Pot the black off a break and then broke dry.
Yeah, that's what tends to happen.
Time running.
Happens to me all the time. Or you pot the black again.
He hasn't caught those, it's nice.
Yeah, he's got a red in the top left. I'd say they're sitting a lot better now than what they were last week.
Didn't look as good a break. You saw there a lot of balls are quite congested, but ultimately for a player like Mark Farnsworth, get one down and worry about the rest afterwards.
Yeah, he kind of caught that top ball a wee bit to the right there on his side. Just planning out his route. I think he's going to take reds. Take a red into the middle first. He's taking reds just because of that yellow that's sitting on the right hand cushion there. That's awkward. So he's chanced a wee bit to luck there, and he was unlucky. I think he can take the one next to the black into the left middle, but his white ball's running about again. Bit surprised at that shot.
Just wonder if he's trying to clear away the red that's next to the pocket, because I'm not sure that pots. Next to the right middle, one shot there.
That kick there, by the looks of it, kind of went straight.
Marsh back to the table. A strange opening visit from Mark Farnsworth. A very uncharacteristic couple of shots.
Yeah, he's not settled yet tonight. It's not straightforward, this. I think he was just trying to put Mark's red onto the side cushion, try to tie it up a wee bit. It's a wee bit of a scrappy one, this one. I think Mark will run this up to the top left hand corner. He's plotted it. He's going to take the bag by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think you can tell by his face he didn't particularly want to pop that. It's the sort of night he's having so far.
Yeah, nothing's going for him at all.
Quite often, not really through much fault of his own either.
No.
It's just sort of compounded the actual couple of errors.
The way he's reacted there, it's rolled off. I think Craig will just hit off this yellow and put the white right next to the red, so he can't do anything with the red. She gets a double. We're all sitting there nice for him.
Yeah, he's naturally a very attacking player, Craig Marsh.
Good shot. Perfect. So they're all sitting nice for him now. He's just planning out his route, what way to go. It's looking good for 2-0. He's going to clear away the top half of the table. Take this one top left, next one top right, and then the one into the middle before he coming down for the yellow next to the black into the bottom right. And probably take the black into the same bag.
Seeing how Mark's put his cue up. Doesn't think he's going to get another shot in this frame.
Don't think so either. Pretty straightforward finish for Craig. So you'll just roll this in, white off bottom cushion, side cushion, and take the black into the same bag. While you're screwing it. Roll in the white there.
I think it's just the way he naturally cues the ball. Oh, it's a nice and straightforward clearance in the end for Craig Marsh. It's 2-zip to the Welshman. And, well, eerie similarities in a way to his opening match. He's got a chance here with a break to make it 3-0. And we take a look at his recent results, and incredibly, it's still only lost a game.
Yeah, lost the one game, but as I said earlier, the draws, I know you're not getting beat, but they're not doing much good for you on the table, because the 3 points makes a big difference. So really, you're losing 2 points for the draw. It's a big difference.
And what it also is doing as well is it's helping keep that table so close together.
Yeah.
Because there has been quite a few draws.
Yeah. Any sort of win against anybody is going to boost you up the table at this rate.
Yeah, it's quite a rare phenomenon in a way. There's not too many pool tournaments or competitions which offer up the prospect of a draw.
Right, looked like it was going, yep.
Well, it's come dry, and well, Mark may be looking at this pretty happily.
That way it was getting kicked in there and then got kicked away again.
You'll be wondering how that yellow didn't go in the top left.
Yeah, but it's not the easiest of tables. The black's on the right cushion, so is the yellow. So we're looking to try and get them out as quick as possible. Try to get this angle on this yellow so I can take this into the bottom right hand corner and screw into the yellow that's on the cushion. It looks too much of an angle. He'd have liked his cue ball about 2 balls to the right, but he's going for it. He's just going into the black, get the black out. That's the kind of form that's happening to Mark just now. He's going all out attacking. He's unlucky there to tie the black and yellow up.
Anytime you do play a cannon, you are trusting to luck a little bit.
Yeah.
And that is just how Mark's luck's going tonight.
Yeah, another roll when they'd have been fine.
Just means he's got to work extra hard.
Extension called.
Yeah, sometimes you can come to the table and it's easy, and other times you can just, the run just goes against you at times.
It's still on this clearance, but it's just becoming a lot more difficult.
Yeah, and it's one he's got to get as well, so it makes it double as hard. I think he's just going to bring the yellow out and run the white up the table.
He's played the double.
Went for a double.
I think it's a bit of a shot to nothing. I think he knew that the white was going to be pretty safe.
Yeah, plus there's a red up close to the yellow. It's covered in the bag, so that's a bit of a saviour for him.
It didn't come too close to double. I wonder if it was really on.
That goes in there, he's tried to take control of the bag, and he's unlucky there. good shot to get on his yellow into the left middle.
Got a little bit of work to do with the white after it though.
I think he's going to run the white through and then he'll take the yellow that's basically in the middle of the table into the top right. And cannon into the yellow.
It's just the way his night's going. This is it's a high tariff clearance, this.
It's a good shot. He's wanting to cannon here into the yellow, the bottom of the two yellows, because then he's guaranteed the one that's over the bag near enough.
So he wants to hit the one furthest away from the pocket.
Yes. The way he's playing it, if he's screwing across into it, he can easily pot that yellow. That yellow hit the other yellow and pot that. He's missed it. He's missed the main part.
It was a tough shot.
He just took his eye off it and he was thinking about his white there. It's easy done.
I've seen it a couple of times tonight.
Extension called.
Greg's using his extension, which suggests to me that he thinks he might be able to take this out.
Yeah, I think that goes. Oh, he
Oh,
missed it.
now then.
Didn't expect that.
Goodness me. That's an unexpected shot, to say the least.
Yeah, he's basically just with that shot there.
Time running.
He's handed Mark to frame by the looks of it. I think Mark will just play the plant. Yellow into the red.
It was thin. It's another one that has got away from Craig.
And next shot's just leaving himself a natural angle to come down for the black. The black will go into the bottom right hand corner. That was a big mistake by Craig. Because he was looking in control to go 3-0 up, now it's 2-1. And it's back to Mark's break as well.
It's the first real break that Mark's had all night. First time something's gone for him, really.
Frame Mark Farnsworth.
Bit of a resigned smile almost from Mark Farnsworth there. It's begrudging in a way, but he'll take it. It's been a good season for him, generally speaking. Quarter-final of the Champions Cup, you'd have seen that on Free Sports. Such a consistent performer in tournaments, generally goes pretty deep in them. Explains the high ranking. He was #1 for a very long time. As mentioned a little bit earlier on tonight, overtaken now by Ben Davis, and he's probably due a tournament win.
Mark Farnsworth to break.
Mark Farnsworth, he'll probably think that himself as well.
Yeah.
Of course, your ranking isn't dependent on tournaments. There's far too many good players. It's not like in tennis, for example. Oh, he's been kicked off. He's been kicked in off. That's so unfortunate.
It's a disaster.
He had a good break as well. He's got one in. And let's take another look at this. This is harsh. Well, it's the sort of night he's having. As I mentioned earlier, quite a lot of the issues that have plagued him, he really hasn't been in too much control of. And now this frame is open right up for Craig Marsh. This should be 3-1 from here.
The reds are sitting perfect for him. He's unlucky there, he was looking for the black to come out a bit more so he could take it into both bags, but still got 3 other bags to go for.
It's the sort of finish that he wanted after the error in the last frame.
Good shot. Now he's got to take the one into the top right. There's Craig. He'll be huffing and puffing. I can hear him from here.
He's one of those players you're never left in any doubt to how he's feeling.
Yeah. He wears his heart on his sleeve, that's for sure.
I don't know if he plays poker, but I can't imagine.
I think that's why he doesn't play it now.
He does remain such a good player though, and when the balls are running right for him, a few better.
Yeah, he's great to watch. Just ran through a wee bit too much here, so he's going to run into the red. He's got to play this shot nice. It's not just the shot to get on the red, he's got to leave a nice angle to get back on for the black. Going to punch it up a wee touch and take it into the top left. That's perfect, nice and straight, so we just draw the white back. About 10 inches.
Well, this for a 3-1 lead for Craig Marsh. Step. And despite a bit of an aberration in the last frame, the Welshman has a pretty healthy lead as we head into the break. Mark Farnsworth has found things difficult in this match so far, but he's got a chance to get himself back into it. Mark Farnsworth against Craig Marsh concludes after the break.
3 frames to 1. Time running.
Mark Farnsworth and Craig Marsh about to get back underway. It's 3-1 to the Welshman Marsh. The conclusion of this Premier League fixture, and that is a brilliant break, bar the fact that he's not made a ball. He's come up dry, and Mark Farnsworth will be looking at this like a meal.
Yeah.
This is just what he wanted in this position.
Yeah, he's got to take these out, that's for sure. They're sitting nice for him. The only tricky yellow is the one just next to. Oh, he's just popped up. There you go. Tried to say next to the red, but there's a couple next to the red.
Well, they're all there in the open now. Mark's never a player to play too quickly. He's very methodical in the way he takes these out, but by his standards, these will go very quickly.
You would take this top left, swing it off 2 cushions, maybe. Walk down for the red, yellow into the left middle. You'll just screw down for the yellow on the bottom cushion. And the next one's the yellow next to the red. We'll take that into the yellow, right middle, and then the last yellow into the left middle. So he's not doing much with the right here. Just the way you like it.
It's almost a free frame this for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the way the balls go. He doesn't have to really work at this one. There's some frames you'll have to work to get a ball or 2 balls out in the open. This one was kind of straightforward for him.
Yeah, it's one of those breaks where you feel as the breaker very hard done by.
Yeah, but that's pull at its best. Don't get a ball off the break, you're up against it.
Well, couldn't have been a more emphatic finish from Mark Farnsworth. That was made to look very easy indeed. Probably wasn't as easy as he made it look, but by a player of his standards, he would have very much expected to take those out. To remind ourselves of what Craig Marsh has been up to of late. He's been in good nick as well. Had a great run in Coventry, got to the semis and the quarters in both the European competitions. And a competition that seemed to, some of the standard that was on show at that European competition was absolutely ridiculous at times, because everyone was beating each other,
Yeah.
but over a far longer format. You couldn't predict any game at all.
No, and Jordan went on to win that one. He's brilliant in full flow. He'll be good.
Yeah, he had a run, didn't he?
Yeah,
in that professional.
Yeah, he's a great player to watch, Jordan. He would love the 30-second shot clock.
He wouldn't need 10.
Right, exactly. He'd be doing push-ups between every shot. There's a ball there. So that's him into the swing of things now. So I think he's going to take reds here.
Well, it was one of the last balls on the move here, but it wasn't the greatest break, but he's got something, and that's all he wants. And now, from this position, he's back in to make this 3-3.
Extension call.
He's just planning out his route. Expect Mark to get these, the quality player that he is.
Well, he went pretty deep in the Premier League, Mark Farnsworth. He's used to the concept of the shot clock by now. Won't unduly trouble him.
Take yellows.
When you were telling us earlier, Mark, for yourself, the shot clock's still something you're still getting a little bit used to.
Yeah. It's always in the back of your mind. You feel like you're skipping round the table instead of just walking. Especially if you've got a bit of work to do, you've got to check angles and stuff, so you've got to always be on your game, be mentally sharp.
Oh, is that going to drop?
Didn't expect him to miss that. He was up right away when he hit it.
It's not a shot you'd expect him to miss.
No.
I just wonder if he's trying to even pinch the pocket here. Or is it just a straight up miss?
Yeah, he's missed it. He's hit the right cushion. When you catch that knuckle, it's not going to drop.
Extension called.
Craig will just be happy to get to the table. So I think he's going to... First shot is the one just top right, 2 reds up the right hand corner, the bottom of A2. If you can just put that in and nudge the other red out. Oh, unlucky.
Referee shot is it?
It was a great shot as well, very unlucky.
You can see Mark straight up, he's got no
Yeah.
sympathy.
Time running.
This is unfortunate.
Yeah, jumped right out of his chair.
That's unlucky. There would have been a brilliant skill shot for those who are new to the black ball game.
Yeah.
We haven't seen one already tonight. That would have been a legal shot. You can pot any ball as long as you pot your own. So there's no real such thing as keeping a pocket safe. It's a very attacking form of the game, and that was a brilliantly executed skill shot from Craig. Just a spin on the ball, just
Yeah.
take it into the pocket.
It was just the top spin he put on the white there. Just kind of put the red over the bag and followed it through. And if he played it with the right hand side, it might have gripped the knuckle and stayed out.
He played it beautifully. It wasn't an
Yeah.
easy pot. Never mind getting the white good.
Yeah, it was the last thing he expected to happen. He was concentrating on the pot and bringing the red out. He could have played that 20 times and that not happen again.
I don't think he needs to tell you that now.
Yeah, not the way he's thinking now.
That's a let off for Mark Farnsworth.
Yeah.
You can see he was out of his chair like a jack in the box.
He'll not miss his. Just stun this in and then take the black into the left middle.
He's one of these players, Mark Farnsworth, that sometimes, rarely, he'll give you an opening, but you give him one back,
Yeah.
you're not getting that
Yeah,
chance
you
back.
get punished, yeah. Yeah, you've got to definitely take your chances against Mark when they come.
The 3-3. And we are all square. It could have been a guarantee of a point for Craig Marsh. It may well have been had that white stayed up. Mark Farnsworth has made him pay. It's all square. We can still have a winner. We can still have a draw. And it's 3 apiece. A couple of missed pots each, which are keeping this game very, very open. Both are struggling to play at their A game.
Yeah, big frame this, whoever can... Marsh can win this one. Go 4-3 up, he's guaranteed a point and a free shot to win 3 points.
Side 3 all. Time running.
He'll always back himself on his break.
Yeah, especially the way he hits him. And he goes all the way away.
Oh, this could... Well, it's slightly awkward because I think... Actually, he should be all right, actually. The red to the right of the table is going to cause him a little bit of grief, but I think he can get on it quite easily off the one in the middle pocket. It's come out pretty nice for him,
Yeah,
actually.
just depends if the black goes into the bottom right, then it's straightforward. A good break to bring the white right back up the table. I think the black does go into the bottom right, so this is quite straightforward.
Oh, he hasn't messed around. He's already...
He's run too far there. I think you can just see the edge of the red over the middle bag. He's been lucky because he overhit that.
He had to put a little bit of side on that to
Just
swerve it
swerve it.
around.
Now he's just... If he can pull the white back just above this yellow, or he could either stun into the top yellow out of the two of them. I think he's going to... Played through the gap, that's perfect. Made that look easy. That was a tough wee shot.
Well, he's got up from the shot, which, in a way, I'm
Yeah, he's
sort of
learned.
glad to see, because we saw, obviously, with the miss
Yeah.
back against yourself, all he could think of was, I wish I'd got up.
Yeah. He said to me he changed his mind during the shot. He was going to stun it in, and then he was on his backswing. He's like, no, screw it. That's the last thing you can do. Change your mind on the shot.
Craig Marsh.
Well, he didn't make any false errors there, no changes of mind. He is guaranteed a point for the second time in the night, or on the night rather, Craig Marsh. He's going to take a minimum of 2 with this next frame. It could well be 4. Mark Farnsworth could be heading home with 0. He's got a chance to save himself. 4-3 down. Here's going to be our last frame. It will either be a draw or a Craig Marsh win. And you can take a look there in the draw column in the league, Mark. The people with the most draws, myself, Liam Dunster, Craig Marsh, are all lurking down the bottom.
Yeah.
You're almost getting in each other's way.
Yeah, the draws are just making it squeeze up a bit, but that's how it's critical. You get a win. Mark will take. Would love a draw now to get. Oh, he's got a dry break. And Craig's getting a free shot to get 3 points here, and there'll be a massive 3 points that'll take him right up the table.
Well, it should give him quite a lot of confidence as
Yeah.
well, because he will feel within himself that he's not played particularly well tonight.
No, he's
A couple of uncharacteristic errors.
yeah. If he wins this game, he'll be thinking I should have been away with 6 points tonight. But
I don't think he'll be feeling particularly picky. Here's the break again.
looks like he's putting a wee bit of right hand side on that there. That actually caught him quite well. He's unlucky there.
It's not been his night tonight. It's rare that Mark Farnsworth has nights like that.
Yeah, there you go. Marshall getting his hurt. Red that never went. Got that out straight away. So that opens the table up beautiful for him. The only tricky ball's the black. Everything else has got a pocket.
He's got the option, hasn't he? He could leave the black where it is and look to double it.
Yeah.
But has he got an option to move it?
Yeah, he's got. Just depends how he lands on a couple of the reds. Because basically he's got 3 reds that are over the bag. So if he can get it on off the one that's in the middle of the table, then he's guaranteed to land on a red. Which I think he's played for now if he can get the right angle. He's just ran too far. Still not the end of the world. He's just got to plan his route. He's just got to work out how he's going to get rid of this one at the bottom of the table, and then get up for the 2 reds into each middle. Ideally, you just want to leave yourself above the black and take the black into the bottom right hand corner. Playing this with a wee bit of left hand side to help up the table. Going a bit too far.
Wants to slow down. Mark's instantly looking at Craig. That's how he'll know if he's
I
okay.
think he's perfect. The way he's walked round the table. Yeah, he's just got to drop this one in. He's leaving, he's playing for the double. Me personally, I would have just rolled it in and left the white above the black and rolled it into the corner.
Well, each to their own.
Yes.
How does he like it?
He's not missed one yet.
For the match and for 4 points on the night for Craig Marsh.
Yep.
Simple as you like. It's another bagel night for Mark Farnsworth. Another defeat for him as he will start to drop down the table now. And someone who is climbing in his place is the Welshman Craig Marsh. 4 points on the night. A win and a draw. We've got our final game coming up this evening as Simon Ward takes on Mark Boyle. Mark, we wish you the very best of luck for that.
Thanks very much.
And we'll see you after the break.
about a minute. Alright. Yeah, you'll be fine, yeah.
A very warm welcome back to Solihull, Premier League of Pool. Simon Ward against
Final
Mark
game
Boyle.
between
Next
Simon
up, our
Ward
final
and Mark
game
Boyle.
of the night. We've seen three hugely entertaining clashes. As they head off to the lag, it's time to welcome Craig Marsh into the commentary box. Very good evening to yourself, sir.
You alright?
Well, we didn't ask you in earlier because
There was no way I was coming in after missing that black.
now straight from the horse's mouth, we'll ask the question: what happened?
I just didn't get up in it. I knew I was missing the ball, and instead of getting up and just starting settling myself again, I just it did straight forward. I feel like I just changed my mind on a shot. I was gonna sort of stun it in, then I was gonna screw it in, and I ended up doing a bit of everything and missing it by a mile.
Well,
basically.
we take a look at the league table. Despite a couple of wrong-uns tonight, you're into third place off 6 games.
Yeah, obviously I was lucky to get the result there. I mean, Mark didn't break very well, so yeah, I am happy to get 4 points. I mean, if I was offered 4 points at the start, I'd have taken it, but I should have definitely had 6 and been second.
Well, you have only lost 1 game in the tournament. That's the second best record, which is not bad going.
First frame, Simon Ward
Too many
to break.
draws. Then 1 pointers are hard.
Time running.
Yeah. Well, they keep us on our toes in the commentary box, that's for sure. It's Simon who has the break first against Mark. Both these players were telling us on commentary earlier they've been targeting 4 points themselves.
Yeah, I think that's realistically what you come here for every week, you know. 4 points is a good result. So if you can get that every week, then that'll definitely put you right at the top, and you can't really fail then. But still hurts when you miss silly balls.
Well, that won't ever change, regardless of what the composition is. Now, for Simon, that's maybe one of the worst breaks I've ever seen him hit. He still made a ball, so he's at the table, but he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, if you play a plant first shot, the red onto the yellow, then he's not that bad actually. Which I think is what he's eyeing up. Is he? No. Is he cutting the yellow in the middle? Yeah, he's cutting the yellow in the middle and going into it, I think. Good shot.
It's come out nicely for him as well. Yeah, it's one thing we notice with you Welsh folk in particular, the break seems to be a real weapon, and Simons is no different.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I just think it's... I don't know what to put it down to, really. I think it's just because we've played so aggressive since we were kids. Like, we've always played the game this way anyway. Go for everything, and if you miss, then take the next opportunity, sort of thing. I think it's something that a lot of people have always worked on, is the break, you know, because it is so important as well. So.
But we mentioned this with Mark in the last game. The difference almost in style, we can even across the Welsh players, Simon tends to get most of his breaking ability from Q power, whereas yourself and someone like Ben Davis, for example, it seems to be, I mean, you don't even go down in your breaks.
No.
It's all in the timing.
Yeah, timing. Yeah. Simon seems to put a lot of his body into it as well. If you notice, he sort of throws himself at the balls, but I tend not to do that. If I done, I'd probably break all the balls. But no, yeah, it is all down to timing, and people just time the ball differently. That's all it is.
Just having a little look over Simon's shoulder now as he snooked himself here. I think he might have done, judging by that reaction.
Howler there if he snooked himself. Wow.
Total snooker.
He had half a table to play into there. That was very unlike Simon, that is. He can swerve it. I think he can get round it and swerve it, and the angle he's coming in at, he doesn't have to go all that high with the cue, really. Oh, he's gone too much. Too much.
Well, they are difficult to judge, those swerve shots, especially at such a short distance as well.
Yeah, of course they are, because you've got to get the spin on quick. So it's it's a very strange error from Simon over there. Follow them tonight.
That's a great opening shot from...
It's a little bit unlucky. I don't think he's on anything.
Yeah, I almost needed to use the tired footballing cliche. He's almost hit them too well.
Yeah, he wanted to hit probably half of that ball then to probably push it over the hole, but he's in total control of this frame now anyway.
Yeah, there we see the customised glasses that myself and Mark were chatting about in the last match. The modern Dennis Taylor specs.
I was a little bit disappointed when I rocked in this afternoon and seen him with them on. I was hoping to have big Dennis Taylor ones on so I could abuse him a little bit, but it wasn't the case.
He told me earlier off air that that was part of the reason that he had these ones designed, because he said if he went into Specsavers or wherever and asked for some snooker glasses, that had given him those Dennis Taylor ones. He'd never been able to live it down.
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, I really do need glasses as well, but I just keep putting it off, and I think it's coming to the time now. I just have to get them, I think. Oh,
well, that would have been.
Oh, take this. Like this over the hole.
Not quite. It would have been
too bad because he's covered where the black's got to go in. So, see worse results really. But Mark's still in total control here, and he shouldn't ever lose the frame from here really.
It would have been a very Simon Ward shot to have botted that yellow.
You know him as well, do you?
Just what I've picked up.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned I think he was obviously warming up against yourself earlier. And mentioned earlier to Mark the ridiculous plant shot he played off 2 balls when he was warming up against you.
Yeah, he does things like that all the time. It's quite annoying, to be honest, but you get used to it in the end after years of it.
Of course, you've known Simon for many
a long time. Yeah, so he used to do things like that all the time in tournaments when he was younger, because he was so aggressive that he just, the balls were never safe with him, and you were just like, please miss, rather than you were sort of hoping,
It's scary to think that he's mellowed with age when he's still one of the most aggressive players in the game.
Exactly. Yeah. But to think that he doesn't even play either. He doesn't play at all. That's no joke. No, it's not even a lie. He doesn't play at all. He goes from tournament to tournament, event to event, and his practice is usually trying to get through the first couple of rounds. So it's incredible to think that he doesn't play at all.
And a very scary prospect.
And like you hear it all the time in pool, some kind of things. Oh, I don't practice, I don't play, etc., etc. Everyone plays a little bit, you know. But Simon genuinely doesn't play at all. He just goes from tournament to tournament, and that's it. So incredible, really, to think. Good strike.
That nice.
Good strike, yes. Didn't have a full bag there, so it's a nice little shot to hit. That is a nice confidence booster as well.
Yeah, what did you make of your game against Mark early? Obviously, aside from that obvious missed flag, it seemed to be quite a close game.
Yeah, I just fell apart after that. After missing that ball, because I had easy chance. And the next one as well, really, and I sort of hit a ball too thick, trying to play it with side, first shot. And but yeah, I just thought I was the better player, and just that black, not getting down that black properly is sort of hit me for 6 really. But
it did seem to change halfway through the game, because obviously we saw you whip into a 3-0 lead in about 6.5, 7 minutes. This is a good finish from Mark Boyle there.
Good black, that.
Frame Mark Boyle.
He takes a 1-0 lead. But did the sort of mood in the game change after the break? Because it seems, obviously the first 4 frames, even Mark's that he won, went by in a couple of minutes.
So, I was thinking about it earlier. I'd love to know how many matches I've been 3-1 up and sort of haven't won. Do you know what I mean? Like
think
after
it could
the break,
be quite a few.
Like going into the break at 3-1, all I can remember is it might have been 2-2 against Ben and 3-1 down against Simon, which I managed to win anyway. But I think every other match I've been 3-1 up, and I have managed to lose a couple of them and draw a couple of them. So that break needs to stop. I think we need to stop that break.
Well, we take a look at Mark's recent results, and almost similar to yourself, a bit of a draw specialist in that he's had 3. He's only been beaten once, and the thing is draws are okay. They're not defeats, but
no,
at some point
they are going to hurt you in the end, because especially if you're getting draws from winning positions like I've been. Do you know what I mean? I could have won. I could have been qualified by now easily enough, the way it was. But I'm still in there now, having to fight the next 3 matches out. So, but dry break there from Mark as well.
Yeah, not an ideal start from Mark Boyle after getting a bit of a freebie in the last.
Extension called.
But top 6 qualify through in the Premier League. We've only got a few more weeks of qualification rounds in the 10-man. This will be Simon's 8th fixture. For yourself and Mark, it's only your 6th. And are you preferring to be in that position, or would you rather have had the games on the board by now? Shall I ask you at the end?
Well, no. where I am now in 3rd, obviously, I've still got 3 matches left, and it's obviously it's a tough question. Yeah, I think I'd rather be in. I think I'd rather have the matches out of the way and be in 3rd, but then with everyone being on the same games, you know. But I'm happy enough having 3 games left and in the position I'm in, I think, at the moment. I'll take that.
It's a canny little pot from Simon there.
Good little first shot was a great pot down the rail, because he's put all his eggs in one basket at the first shot, and if he doesn't get that, he's definitely going to go 2-0 down. So it's a big shot from Simon in the first one. A lot of my mates back home had bets on all the games on all the Welsh boys to win all 4 matches tonight. So if I'm the one
let them down, have you?
If I'm the one that's missed, if Simon manages to win this match and I'm the one that's let them all down, then they'll all be waiting for me when I get home tonight, I think. But
someone clip that miss quick.
Yeah.
Simon almost running into a little bit of shot clock trouble there.
He's gone the wrong way. I think. I thought he'd just taken this yellow out of the way just now, but he's still in prime position really. But he needs to get on the black now, because he's taken the balls out down here to keep himself on the black. So he definitely needs to play a decent shot now and get on the black from here.
He's not someone who usually struggles with the shot clock. Simon Ward, how about yourself in terms of the shot clock?
30 seconds is really tough, because especially if you've got to think, if you've got one, like if the balls are like this, then it doesn't matter, because 30 seconds is plenty. But sometimes you do have to think a little bit. Like say for instance after the break, a couple of balls go safe, you need to make up your mind whether to attack or play a safety shot, and you just don't have time to do that. You have to just play a pot in the end, so you're involved then straight away, you know.
Yeah, Simon's got a bit of working out to do here. You can see him just glance behind him at the shot clock. Oh, he squeezed that one in. Wow's the white. That's pretty good.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on.
Oh,
I think he's stuck to the side of the red. Judging by his reaction there, I think he's stuck to the side of the red, which is really unlucky.
I think just about
anywhere
else on that line.
Yeah, he potted the yellow a little bit thick. He did, and I think that's how he's ended up there. But that's still unlucky to land right on the side of the black, outside of the red. Sorry.
Well, that one in a way is almost in pacing. If you'd have played it a bit slower, he's fine. If you'd have played it a bit quicker, he's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the only place he could have left it.
He's good at these, mind. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets closer in the middle to this. Oh, that's a terrible hit. I'd put the markers on him now, I think.
One free shot, one visit.
The old commentator's curse. Well,
curse.
Mark Boyle here has got a good chance to head into a 2-0 lead.
Time running.
And just having a clearance for both sides. These are
yeah, Simon's giving him 2 chances here. Simon should be tuning up, and he'll be fuming with this, to be honest.
That's the free shot, just clearing out his one badish ball. And you wouldn't imagine any
absolute
errors
ABC
from here.
now. You want some mark missing from here.
Well, we had the discussion earlier actually with Mark when Simon had a similar clearance. Sometimes they can be a little bit too simple and you can maybe lose concentration.
Yeah, lose concentrations though, and that's all that'll stop him not getting them, but his concentration is usually pretty good, to be fair, so someone like me could miss these. But I don't think Mark would.
That's it. Conceding the first chance in both frames to take a 2-0 lead would be massive. You can only play better from here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what you need to think. That's the way you need to think out there as well. Sometimes when you get the chances like this, knock them all in, because you can't be any worse off. The way he's played. So. Nice easy red, run through in the corner to go 2-0.
Very straightforward, and you can see there behind him, I think Simon's still thinking about that positional shot.
Mark Boyle.
Well, it's a perfect start for Mark Boyle in many ways. In many ways it hasn't been, but he can't have asked for more on the scoreboard. We remind ourselves of Simon's recent results. He's actually only picked up a couple of defeats. One of them was to yourself.
Yeah, I think it was the first time. Yeah, first game that was. Yeah, I was 3-0 down in that, I think, if I remember rightly.
And a 5-1 defeat to Neil Raybone. But other than that, Simon seems to have taken to this competition very well. Only one draw against Ronan McCarthy. That was last week. A cracking game that was as well.
Yeah, he's just so natural, do you know, Simon? You never know what you're going to get with him, really. Like I said just now, he doesn't play at all, and to have them results on the board is amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, this is he's only got one more game to play after this, so he'll want minimum a point. You can see here he's top of the tree, 3 points clear of second place, which will be pleasing for him.
Third frame, so
right at the start of the night, he's after 4 points.
Time running.
After a win here and then a draw, he would be pretty much all but there. I don't think anyone minds where they finish in the top 6, just as long as they're in it. I don't think you can be that choosy.
No, I don't think. I think that's the best break he's hit in probably months when he's gone dry. Because when you're breaking, that's what you aim for, is to get the white straight back from where you're breaking from, back to the top rail, so out of the way of any danger. and he's hit that absolutely perfect, and nothing's gone in.
It's been interesting with him on the breaks, hasn't it? Because the first one was horrible,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
got a ball, and that one's about as good as you could possibly hit it, and he hasn't. Just
That's why we love this game.
Sums up the sport, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does.
Oh, it's a bad miss. It's a bad miss by Mark.
Channeling, you're in a David Mitchell there. And, good opportunity here for Simon, a let off. It's not a miss that he would have expected Mark Boyle to make. Good chance then here. You would have felt that he was due one after a very good break. Still have a little bit of work to do. Well, Simon's not particularly pleased with how that's turned out.
No, this is all going wrong here, and he's played really well this first match, and now everything's sort of not running right for him.
If there's one player you'd want to put your way out of trouble, it'd probably be this man.
Oh yeah, he'd be one of them, that's for sure.
As mentioned, he's only got one more fixture to come after this one. It's in our final week of qualification rounds, at least in week 11. He has Liam Dunster to play. For yourself, Craig, we'll see you back in week 10. You've got Gareth Hibbert. Or will we not? TBC.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get your fixtures played either way.
Need to play a good shot here. Oh,
And that definitely is
absolutely butchered it. Yeah, this is all going a bit wrong now for Simon, really, because the way he played against Mark earlier, I thought against Mark Farnsworth, obviously, I thought there was going to be a bit of a breeze here, and he was just going to cruise through. But he's had two good chances now, and another one there. Good shot by Mark.
Well, it's rare that both get a let off in one frame. I wouldn't imagine Mark will make a second error as big as the first.
No, that's right. He's a nice QS, Mark. Yeah, from a snooker background, and he times the ball really nice.
Well, he was a very, very good snooker player, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Top
was,
70
yeah.
in the world at one point.
Yeah. A friend of mine beat him in the World Amateur Final. He got to World Amateur Final as well, see, Mark. Which is no main feat.
No, not at all.
I think it's just a Scottish thing. I think if you play from Scotland, you have to be a decent snooker player, I think. The amount of talent has come out of there.
And if you're Welsh, you're a good pool player? Is that how it works?
Well, we'll leave it at that, yeah. We'll
From what I know, you were from a predominantly pool background right as a youngster, is that right?
Well, I played pool as a junior for, I think it was about a year and a half, and I quit altogether, and I didn't play for 6 years, 7 years maybe. I just played snooker all the time. I didn't play no pool at all, apart from league stuff, and then I came back in to play.
It's almost the reverse to Mark in many ways.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. But, I don't miss the snooker at all because it's too hard. That's a game you have to play a lot of, and obviously not having any time at the moment. It's just sort of me going tournament to tournament as well as Simon. If I was still playing snooker, that'd be impossible, absolutely impossible. So it's straightforward black to go 3 now.
Well.
Frame Mark Boyle.
Perfect start for Mark Boyle. He's 3-0 up. Another reminder of the league table. There's the cut-off point. It's beautifully illustrated. And
Look how tight it is, though. Oof. Brutal.
well, we'll have a point here. Say, for example, Mark wins this match. He will go to 9 points. Everyone then has played a minimum of 6 games, and the gap between bottom and second will be 4 points.
Yeah,
Ridiculous, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But we were expecting this anyway because of the format.
The format lends itself to it.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, the format is so short that one dry break or one in off, and you could be 3-0 down, and all of a sudden you're sort of playing for a draw. So.
Oh, that white nearly got kicked in, didn't it? But he's got a good chance here, Mark, to go 4-0 up.
I'm just wondering if he can see that plant in the middle past the black. Let me go back to it now. He can play that, then these are easy. But I'm not sure he can. I think that black has stopped in the way. Yeah, it has, yeah. Yeah, the black's in the way, so I think...
It's a bit of a tough start. He might be forced into reds here.
He might be forced into reds. I was just thinking he might go reds, but knowing Mark, he can just float the one in the middle of the table, the yellow in the middle of the table in, and just hold on the red. Just there, and he's on. All the yellows are there then. Oh, he's jacking up, he's stunning it in. So same thing.
That one wiped its feet.
You see the puff of his cheeks there. He wasn't sure that was in.
He's very nearly missed.
Yeah, that.
He couldn't have given it another half millimetre. That was about as close as you could possibly want to leave it. But it's in, and now he's got a very good chance of going 4-0 up. Just has to play a couple more. This is the key shot.
This is the shot because he's got a gap to land in. I mean, he could run too far, snook himself behind the red. He could come up short, snook himself behind the black. So you've got to play an okay shot here. I think how you play to kiss the black, to be honest. Oh, he's too far. He's just snook himself behind the black. Yeah, you could see that straight away. As soon as he hit it, I knew he was there. He'll be disappointed with that because he had quite a big window. I know he had a window to play in, but he had quite a big window, and I think he got into that, to be honest.
Well, this would be
He's only got a
champagne shot.
Yeah, he's only got to hit the yellow, so... Oh, he's gone too wide. Oof.
I've missed both altogether.
Yeah.
One free shot, one visit.
So it's a bit of
Timeout.
comedy of errors, really, at the moment. Nobody's sort of
Time running.
taking the bull by the horns and taking their first chance. It's just waiting for someone to miss.
Yeah, it's been a strange game so far like that.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Someone was almost taking the free shot as a shot to nothing, really. He wouldn't mind if that stayed out, as he would have been open, but he's clearing away now on these reds.
Oh, he landed awkward there. Because
It looks pretty straight. Yeah.
I was just going to say before he played that shot, if this was against Mark Farnsworth, I think he'd have got these tenfold, but he hasn't started very well in this match, so you're going to have to play the one. As you can see there, you can't see that, so this is actually quite awkward now because I'm not sure what shot he can play from there. He might have to play through the gap of the black and the yellow for the long one. Just roll this in. Oh, he missed it.
He knew as well.
He knew, yeah, he was up straight away, yeah.
Well, he can smile about it. He might not be smiling if he goes 4-0 down. It's been a little bit of a...
Yeah, it's been a strange game this one. Simon's had all the chances, but just sort of hasn't strung a finish together. Like. Mark's playing the same shots he played earlier. He's going to try and get the plant. He needs to go closer to that corner bag this time. That's better. That's better. Oh, he's got the same thing.
No, he needs to hit a ball. He's not going to reach a cushion though, and
He didn't get the yellow anyway, I don't think. I think it was a foul.
Yeah. It went all the way past. Well, it has been one of those matches, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really strange because, obviously, like I said earlier, the way Simon played in his last match, he played really well, and his focus was good and everything. But he started really bad in this one. But I wouldn't write him off yet because they don't call him Boomerang for nothing.
No.
He's always coming back from losing positions.
I think everyone on the tour has some kind of experience
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
of that. Well, it must be nice having endured a couple of difficult moments tonight yourself to then get 4 points on the board and then watch these two go through the middle in the final game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, all I could think about every ball I was potted in that second match against Farnsworth, I was just thinking about that black I missed in the last match. And he's a kick there and it's thrown a white right. He's a slight kick and it's thrown a white off to the right. But he should never be here. He should be further down the table.
Yeah, this is missable now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's it very, very nicely.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Well, he'll avoid the potential whitewash for now. 3-1 at the break. It could be any scoreline, this. It really, really could. Fascinating match between Simon Ward and Mark Boyle. And we will see its conclusion after the break.
Time
Welcome
running.
back to Solihull, the strangest of games so far between Simon Ward and Mark Boyle. We've seen 4 frames, and we mentioned just before we went away to break there, it could really be any scoreline, and that's not an exaggeration. It could be 4-0 either player.
He's hit that really well again. Great break on this.
I think that's Simon taking his frustration out.
Absolutely.
He's absolutely murdered
Yeah,
that.
he has, yeah. He smashed them, and that's...
Well, you mentioned with the difference in breaks earlier, you're much more of a timer in your break,
Yeah,
whereas
that's
when
right.
Simon relies a lot on actual cue power, he has got that extra bit in his arsenal. If he's ever feeling a bit aggy,
Yeah,
he'll
that's right,
just
yeah.
let it fly.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I like to control the white and try and sort of, get the white out of danger sort of thing, but Simon's a white ball, he just lashes up and open them.
Well, that sort of break, well, exactly that sort of break will either go one of 2 ways. The white will go in, or you'll get a table like this where you're expecting him to clear in a couple of minutes. But he's got a couple of issues. The red on the left cushion is...
Yeah, he does have to get on that tidy. Yeah, as long as he gets on that, he's going to be fine. He plays these 2 possibly over the middle first. With the way he's played that, I think he's going to knock the red out. A little bit awkward now. I mean, does he play? He could play the shot again, try and bump it again, but
off this one in the bottom right.
yeah, bottom right hand corner, and try and go into it again. And then if he misses it, he's going to have to pot the one over the hole and then a long one down the cushion. But yeah, hasn't really made much of a difference, because I think he's going to have to play for the ball in down the rail anyway.
He has made that shot ever so slightly easier, but
Yeah, not much
massively,
really, no. Yeah, he's playing for check side, so he's he's got a nice flick off the yellow there as well to get himself close to this. He'll definitely take that.
Yeah, that's come out very nicely
Yeah,
for
it
him.
has, yeah. This is a lot easier now than it would have been.
It's a slightly awkward bridge.
Yeah.
Played
Good
that
shot.
nicely.
Good
Really
shot.
nice. Well, a straightforward clearance in the end, it looked, but he really had to work at that.
And this is Simon all over it. You know, if I could have had a bet on him breaking and clearing it, I would have definitely had a bet on it. Because that's just the way he is. He never gives up. His temperament's really good.
Well, this is recent tournament history, and what isn't included there is the win in the Welsh Open, and before that the World Championship final. He's had such a good year. He really is one of the form players in the world at the minute.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely playing some of the best pool out there at the moment.
It was a surprise he didn't go a little bit deeper in the Champions Cup, especially after playing such a good opening round in Neath, but Scott Gillespie, who did take him out, ended up taking out Mark Farnsworth in the same night. And sometimes in tournaments you just run into whirlwinds like that.
Yeah,
you can't really
just
do a lot about it.
Sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and say well played, but
6th
I wish I
frame,
could
Mark
do
Ball
that.
to break, leading
I
3
don't
frames to
tend
2.
to, but
Time running.
Sometimes difficult, isn't it?
yeah, it is, yeah. But, well, we got a match on now. I mean, from 3-0 and Simon looked totally out of it. All of a sudden it's 3-2, and I mean,
Well, they don't
Mark
call him
needs to-
Boomerang for
well,
nothing.
this is it, yeah. Mark's looking to win a frame now. Anyway, he's gone dry there, so. Oh, he might have been luckier. If Simon can't pot. No, he's going to go reds anyway.
We've got a lot of movement on the...
Yeah, he's going to go
back
reds
there.
anyway, I think.
A little unlucky there, Mark.
No. I thought he'd have gone reds here because he doesn't have to move anything now or play a decent shot, really. That yellow by the black. All right, he should get on it and he should pot it, but that's why I just thought he'd just go reds, play the plant in the middle first, and then, just sort of roll them all in, really. But he's chosen to go yellow, so. Just wondering if he'd go off the side rail and move the one with the black. No.
This is interesting, isn't
Yeah,
it?
'cause
Because
I'm
he
looking
plays
at
such a different way
yeah,
to anyone
he does,
else.
Yeah, he's tough to call, to commentate on, because you never know what he's going to play next. Like me there, once he potted that yellow in the hole, I'd have probably been studded off the side rail and moving the yellow by the black, just to make everything a little bit easier. You know, he should still get him anyway, but now he's just going to play. It looks like he's going to play the one in the middle, and potentially play for the yellow that's by the black in the right hand corner pocket. Yeah, which he has, which is perfect now. He's played that really well. Good shot.
It's not a route that seemed obvious, but
No, well, this is the problem, because there were so many permutations of taking him out. You know, it's just personal. It comes out of personal preference in the end. And Simon's never been the easiest to commentate on it.
well, actually, from
Some of the ways he plays. But
the way he's taking these out, actually, it's a very, very clever way of going
yeah,
about
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
Still got a little bit of work to do. It's a nice kiss off the red.
Now we got a cup tie, 3 each.
Yeah, absolutely. He's whipped off these 2 frames in about 2 minutes. This is a real game now. Well,
He's got a spring in his step as well now, Simon. You can see he's walking a bit faster. He's up for this now, I think.
he's 3-0 down. And of course, because it's Simon Ward, it's 3-3.
Good effort, fair play.
Yeah, this is Mark Boyle rather's recent tournament history, and the result against Mark Farnsworth at the bottom there. That's a slight misnomer, an error in the data. Mark Boyle is the Scottish professional champion at the minute. That was I believe it was Mark Farnsworth who forfeited that match in round 2, and Mark Boyle went on to win the professional. Got the English Open final as well.
I'm sure it was Liam Dunster that he beat in the Scottish
It
professional,
was.
because it was an all-Scottish final, I remember.
It was. It went down to the deciding frame, obviously, between those 2. But we were touching with this earlier. I mentioned it to both players, but I'll ask you as well. From your own personal experiences, Simon makes a ball there and he's in again. Mark Boyle being a new pro, this season that he's having as a new pro is incredible, because he's always got an extraordinarily tough draw opening up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean,
To be winning tournaments, getting finals pretty regularly is incredible.
that just shows how good a player he is. You know, to play. He's definitely one of the favourites. You know, to win any tournament. So, but as you say, to do it the way he's doing it, playing probably a top pro in the first couple of rounds is incredible, really.
I bet he's the one player you lot look out for in the first round to see if you've got him.
I'm not one for really looking at a draw. Me, I don't really. I look sort of for the first match, see what I'm playing, and after that, then I just sort of turn up and then have a look probably just before I play. You know, but a lot of people do it differently. They like to know who they play straight away, and
You're very much a play the table, play the balls kind of man.
yeah, if you like, yeah.
That's a clever little shot from Simon.
Yeah, I'm just wondering now if he's on the one down the rail. If he's on the one down the rail, it might be worth playing, but he's not playing it.
And at the table now, it's worth pointing out, now we're at 3-3. We all play the maximum amount of frames. Whoever wins the next one is guaranteed a point, which would give Simon his magical 4-point target that he set out at the start of the night. He's got work to do here, though. This is a crucial shot.
That's perfect. Just roll the ball in. Roll the ball in down the rail, come across. It's 4-3 up.
It's not the easiest cueing, mind.
It's a big shot. Settled himself for it. Oh, he knew that was the one as well. He knew that was the shot. Mark's got a really tough table here, though.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy shot, but the way he's been playing in the last couple of frames, you'd have really backed him to make it. Don't Don't rule out him coming back in this frame, though. This is a shot again.
Yeah, he's just hit it a bit thin, hasn't he?
He's almost played it perfectly half ball and sent it straight into the the knuckle.
Yeah. Just wondering what Mark will play here, because it's not. I mean,
Extension
for me now, I'd be playing, just taking the finish out, playing the one down the right hand cushion, leave a double on the one on the left hand cushion. But I'm not really sure what he's going to play. He might try to move something.
Chance for Mark Boyle now to secure himself a point at 3 apiece.
From where the balls are, I think that's the only option he's got, to be honest, is what I've just mentioned there. I think just he plays this one now, plays the one along the top rail that he's close to. The one down the right hand side cushion, and then double the one that's on the left hand side cushion and play for his last ball. I think that's the only way he's got, I think.
It's a high tariff clearance.
Oh.
Now then.
Well, I didn't expect him to miss that.
You can't believe it. It
I
has
can't believe
been
it.
that sort of match.
He just hit across that. Look, you can see as his cue gone through, he's hit a little bit of left hand side on the white. So
It has been that kind of match.
tough little shot, this is, Simon. He has to time this well, or he could lose the white. Brilliant shot, that is.
He's played that.
That was
really
a hell
well.
of a lot tougher than it looked.
These two are about as easy as they come. For a point for Simon Ward, he has done it 4-3. Mark Boyle will be kicking himself. He had the chance to secure a point himself. These are the real big time frames, the ones at the end of matches.
And Mark will be fuming with him being sort of at the bottom of the table, being 3-0 up. Hey, look, you're looking to secure the points and get yourself up the table there, but the best he can do now is get a point. He's going to be disappointed with that.
It's really been a night of two halves for Mark Boyle, because he self will admit he was 3-0 down against you and rather robbed a point, and now he's completely on the opposite side of things.
That's it.
So in a couple of weeks, we've got this to look forward to. We take a week off next week, so if you're looking for the pool next week, you will be out of luck. Do join us the week after, though, here in Solihull. Ben Davis against Gareth Hibbert, Neil Rayburn against Liam Dunster, Davis Dunster, Hibbert Raybone.
Another great
Final
lineup as
frame,
well.
Mark Boyle to break,
Every
trending 4
week.
frames
Every
to
week,
3.
yeah, that's
Just
right.
Time
so
running.
entertaining to watch. So many different styles as well.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you're right. Oh, this is interesting. Mark's going to the cut break. Look, breaking into the second ball.
No, it's really interesting that, because I had a little bit of a chat with Mark earlier on.
He used to break like this a lot, and then he changed his cue. He got a break cue.
And he also told me that one of the reasons why he changed was because he was struggling to see that the balls with the problems he was having with his vision as well.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So at least when he was queuing straight, he could just queue straight and queue straight back. Now that he's got these fancy new gags on him, he's taken a go at the cut breaks. He's gone for it, and it's not come out too nicely for him. He used to be one of the biggest exponents of the cut break.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that he was the envy of the tour on how he could break with that.
John McAllister was another one as well. I've never known or never realised how they hit it so hard. Ah, he's been lucky there. He'll take that.
That little chuckle tells me you've seen this all before.
Oh, many a times. You wouldn't believe. I've had many nightmares over these little flicks he gets. But you know, in the form he's in, that's the way it is when you're playing well. You know, you get him, and that's the end of it. That's just how it is.
Well, these Reds now look pretty good.
Yeah, Simon Ward missing these. I wouldn't have thought they're fairly easy, to be fair. Just to go the right way, though. Has to play the finish right.
Yeah, talk us through his route a little bit here, Craig, because
Yeah.
obviously getting up to the black from the bottom is going to be a bit of an issue.
For me, I'd play this one. I'd play the inside one now, the red on the inside. Cut that in, come back and forth. And then play the one over the hole, the one he's closest to. No, he's not playing my shot anyway. Now he's got a little, he's a little bit awkward now. He's sort of, just wondering now if he'll pot this. I'm just wondering if he can hold, to be able to hold for the black. Can't really tell. But he's definitely gone the wrong way. I'd have definitely gone the inside one there to give myself, to be able to land exactly where he's landed now on the one in the middle. Ah, this is another way. I didn't realise this red went in that middle over there. So now he's just got to roll the red in the middle and he's on the black in the same pocket. This doesn't look like it goes, does it? It just goes in.
It is close. I'm not sure if you've got the whole pocket, but yeah, you can see
Yeah,
that
it did have a whole pocket as well.
just skims in. And this for a pretty perfect night for Simon Ward. 5-3 to the Welshman.
Can I just apologise to all my mates back home before I leave the air?
I think you've just done it. You might not be
Sorry,
welcome
lads.
back in Wales, Craig, but
No.
it's been a pleasure to have you with us
Thanks for having me, mate.
on the commentary. Just your reflections on another great night here in the Premier League, and what a night for Simon Ward. Two wins.
Yeah,
he's almost there.
He's played very well tonight. I mean, he started really bad in this match, but he finished really well. So that's what he needs to do.
Well, we take a look at the league table, and Simon Ward is all but qualified now. 16 points on the board. Still one more game to play. And we've got a really interesting lineup next week, which will shape that table even more. But worth pointing out, everyone now has played a minimum of 6 games. The gap from second to bottom is still 4 points.
Incredible.
Absolutely
Incredible.
fantastic. Craig, thanks for joining us on the commentary.
Cheers,
It is
thank you
just
very
about
much.
time to say goodbye for the night here on Free Sports. A phenomenal night once again. Mark Boyle taking a draw against Craig Marsh. Mark Farnsworth continuing that losing run that he's got at the moment, getting beat 5-2 by Simon Ward and 5-3 by Craig here. And then we end on a 5-3 win for the Boomerang Simon Ward. He moves up to 16 points in the league table. Don't forget, we are not here next week. We will join you though in a fortnight's time back here in Solihull as the Premier League continues.